I love that social media allows us to see insight into what is going on globally. And I love women's global perspective in how things are changing because how would we know? Because it's not like news reports this kind of stuff, and it's not like we see magazines of that kind of stuff. So it's wonderful to see the narratives of women from their own mouths globally. Let's talk about this post from Nkechi, and these are Nigerian women, from what I gathered. Nkechi says, back in the days, whenever a couple divorces, the woman is sent packing in disgrace back to her father's house. People would mock her. Even her own family might give her a tough time. She would be disrespected because she couldn't keep her marriage. Husband will get custody of kids, marry another woman to continue serving him. Men loved it. That's what men of today still want. Well, 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 this is 2023. When you divorce, you share marital assets, and family court will decide custody of kids, which most times primarily goes to the mother. No one is going back to any village father's house. You both move on with your lives. Men don't like it. The only way men can be happy with divorce is if the woman suffers. Like, how can you divorce them or they divorce you and you go and live your best life? You are supposed to be crying and regretting every day of your life. No man will marry you. You lose custody of the children, and Kanji will wound you. So, this is the reason why globally men hate feminism. They really don't like it because now women are not like despondent and losing everything. Globally, women are doing much better, and we do not have to suffer in silence and live in that tolerable level of unhappiness. Women can just leave, and they don't like it. Gloria says, I agree completely. How dare you survive and blossom after rejecting them? How dare you? Thank God for everything. So keep in mind, like I said, this is Nigerian. This speaks like the global conversation that women are having. This woman says, you didn't add, the woman will start glowing and posting sweet pictures. Some even throw parties. How dare her? She is supposed to cry and beg and mourn. And Kichi went on to share this story. She says, my distant relative got divorced from his wife. Before marriage, the wife had a land she was building on. She completed the house while married and rented the 4 flats out. Years later, they got divorced. Wife moved into one of her flats. She's successful in her business. A week ago, she moved into a duplex. She bought in a ja. My distant relative, who is her ex husband, has been having a headache because the ex wife is living better than him. He just has a problem with the fact that the ex wife is living better after divorcing him. He is the he is a typical example of a Nigerian man. That's why many of them become so bitter to the extent of abandoning their children once the marriage breaks. The bitterness that exists in the heart of a divorced Naija man whose ex wife is living her best life can poison an ocean. The only way an average divorced Naija man can be happy is if the ex wife is suffering. Oof. Just with the global dustiness, it just pretty much sounds the same, just slightly different varieties. And Wada responds to Nkichi by saying, mine has not even asked or looked for the kids for 2 years. Like I said, this is a global situation where men disregard their kids after divorce. This is a common thing. So he hasn't looked for his kids for 2 years, has not paid a dime. I ignored him and have been living my life. Dude has been in severe pains, bringing court papers here and there. I will make sure he pays all the support he's owing and still pays till they are grown. Now I want to share this last comment. She says, my own is that I had the sense before leaving, as I was so broke and jobless and knew if I divorced him immediately, I would be back home. And such option was too terrible. Nah, for him, house, I secretly entered another relationship, got a job, and was still pretending to be the pitiable and broke till I was fully ready to move on. I lied to my new husband, say, nah, my strict elder brother, so he won't visit and I won't sleep over ever. I didn't plan on marrying him. I just wanted to escape my situation. I didn't know another way as I was about to be homeless. I made a lot of mistakes in my first marriage, like quitting my job, so I had to rebuild my life. The lie come hold me when I had to confess as things were getting serious and I had genuinely fallen in love with him. One day, I told my ex I wanted to visit my parents. He even dropped me off at the airport. I never came back. I left his house with just my certificates and the clothes I was wearing. My parents tried to make me go back. I told them they either show up for my court wedding or don't. They did. He was always boasting to me that no one would ever want me, that I'm nothing without him, and he can get any woman he wants. There you go. So, some women giving up your career. I understand that women do this. I mean, I was a stay at home mom without an income for a while. I get it. But it does put you in a position where you have to rebuild as a plan C, D, E, F. You never know if you have to get away and rebuild. This woman couldn't go back home or wouldn't go back home. It was terrible. So this was her solution and it worked out for her. Whew. You guys go ahead and jump in the comments and let me know what you think about this one. Like, comment, share. Continuing what I do and looking at the narratives of women globally, we have a Winnie Banksy, and she's coming with the hard-hitting question. I'm not sure where she's from in the diaspora, but she is an African woman. She says, as a broke man, why are you dating at all? And Winnie goes on to say, if I wanted to ask about broke women, I would have said that. I said, why are you broke and dating Mr. Ninja, sir? I like Winnie. Winnie is feisty. Desi says, Winnie, you should run for president. I want all the Mr. Ninjas arrested on federal charges. Just get rid of them. Just. And then Winnie says, not on Fed charges, with all of these laugh cry emojis. And then people are laughing about Mr. Ninja, sir. Like, she's so polite. My girl Patricia says, got him. And then Trey says, how else will they survive the winter months? So apparently, this is a global phenomenon where these homosexuals need a place to land during the winter months. It's not just here. There are global homosexuals. Arcadia says, they want the Julia Roberts Pretty Woman treatment. Yes, they want to nest and rest. Robert says he's trying to catch a sugar mama. Robert has kids in his profile picture. So Gina says, gotta pay for those kids somehow, but you might have more luck with a sugar daddy. That seems like appropriate advice. Dreamer says, first of all, they don't date. Sitting in the car eating a McChicken isn't a date. It is if you are some of these women on social media. They're like, they will accept, a tuna sandwich, a Subway sandwich, just sitting in a car. That's a date for them. I've seen them say it. She says, they are forever asking if shit like this is acceptable. Yeah, they are. And Tavius asks, what is acceptable to you as a first date? Like, why do you have to always ask these questions? Go ask your mama. Kanae says, maybe she could change our life. Some females are rich and looking for a broke man loyalty. Boss lady. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Asada said, you said this with no shame. And Melinda says, until they find a man who has his own money, and then it's F that broke man loyalty. Bye-bye. Yeah, no, we're not doing that anymore. Well, some of us are not doing that anymore. Anyways, like I said, I love that the global community is speaking and we can see everyone's narratives. And I don't know where they're getting these men are getting these narratives that women globally are demure and all just traditional. I don't know, but you guys go ahead, jump in the comments and let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.